In this video, we're diving into a real challenge, tackling a rat-infested double-wide mobile home that stumped previous pest controllers. Mobile homes aren't our usual battleground, but when the owner Terry begged us to save his sanctuary, we couldn't say no to the challenge. And if you stay to the end, we're putting Australia's favorite rat bait against America's top choice. Who will emerge victorious in the battle of the baits? Let's get started. Hey, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? David, nice to meet you.
too.
When's the last time you heard the activity?
Last night.
In the ceiling, I think.
That's the only place I've ever where they've never come down into the walls or anything.
You want to show me real quick where
I'll
you're...
show you anything you want to show you. Now,
Yeah, it looks like you've done some
well,
exclusion work.
Guys gave me $1,200. They basically did nothing. That's why I'm hiring you. Started a few months ago. I would hear at night. The problem is there's no access into this.
Right, yeah.
I would hear them moving around, just like they were in a nest or something. Then it got worse. And what I'm hearing now is the vents, like they're running track, you know, up and down on top of the vents. And Saturday, I think it was, when it was hot, I turned the air on out of this one and this one. I had rat droppings come down. I don't know how they got inside there.
They could chew their way
Into the metal?
Is it all metal?
Yeah.
If there's a gap that they can get into, they will.
I would always hear them on this half of the house. These mobile homes are two pieces.
Okay.
I'd always hear them, although recently, like I said, I hear them over here. But for the most part, I would hear them along here. In fact, I got so crazy, I got my nail gun and started shooting through the ceiling. As stupid as that is, I just...
You're desperate, yeah.
I was expecting them to drop through the ceiling any second.
Okay.
And anyway, they've only been up here. Now, if you want, we can go up on the roof and I'll show you what I discovered. Do you mind climbing up this?
No.
Careful stepping over here. What I did after they left, I dug all the leaves and everything out. I unscrewed all this so we could lift it up. There is 2 layers of this with a gap about that far.
When did you start to see this fall down here?
A few days ago.
And this is new?
Yeah. There are holes here. This is, you see?
Yeah. Okay. We're going to do our inspection, go through the whole process. All right, we're going to look at the obvious. I mean, this is completely sealed up. This is definitely a suspect area here. So my assumption right now is that the rats are getting up on these cypress trees, overhang here, and then there is an opening somewhere in here. So we're gonna run our camera down each of these bays right here to try to identify if there's any opening. A lot of work ahead of us. There's so much debris in each of these bays right here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna grab our shop vac and suck out all the debris out of each and every one of these here so we get a perfect visual perspective as to what's going on. So as you heard, Terry said that the pest controller set a bunch of rat traps in the crawl space, which is great, but they didn't catch anything. They set rat traps up here up on the roof and they caught 2 of them. Most of our videos you'll see that we never ever set rat traps out here in the open. It's a waste of time. You're never going to control all the rats running around. So yeah, it's nice that they caught 2, but it serves no purpose for Terry. What I would have done is I would have set a camera up along this area, which is the most vulnerable. So as a pest controller and knowing the activity in a mobile home, set up a camera and then you can monitor which bays they're in and out of. Is that helping? Yeah. It is? Helps a lot. Good. Perfect. That's how thorough we have to be on every single one of these bays. Okay, now let's go in the upper one. Perfect. All right. Next one. Okay, that's sealed. Okay, so potentially see a big gap right there. Can you get to the top of this? There you go. So there's a potential big gap right there. We're gonna start. It does smell like rat pee? It does? Yeah, so there's a slight gap here. We've marked it out. Yeah, see this gap right here? Right there. Mark that one? Yeah, another little gap right here. Okay, mark that one. We got another gap right there. Almost looks like chewed marks here, right there. See this right here? See the white vinyl right here? And then you come this way and it's completely leaving a gap right here. And over here is a much larger one. Okay, so no significant obvious opening that goes from here to here, which is surprising. I wish we would have seen an obvious opening to get into the ceiling here. So now what we're gonna do now is focus on the sewer and ventilation system and rule that out. So let's get the smoke set up to the main sewer pipe and see if we can find if there's a breach from the sewer system that leads into the ceiling. Just leave it like this. Oh, yeah, let's go through here. Can we turn your AC on as we're doing the smoke, and then let me know if you see smoke coming out of the registers, then that's an issue, okay? Okay, we lifted up some of the siding here. Oh, yes. There. Doesn't look like rats are coming and going out of this, though, but it was a good fire. All right, we're getting a ton of smoke, as you can see. So we came around this side because there's another bathroom on this side, and I lifted up the panel, Brian, under there. What did we find, boss? Got excited for nothing. It's a wax seal just pouring into the crawl space. All right, guys, we got to get inside. I think I know where they're coming from. They have to be coming from this particular area here, but it's going to be crucial that we open up into that kitchen area because I got to get a bird's eye view as to what's really happening up in that ceiling area. Okay, so this is the area he was hearing them. As you can see, we decided to open up inside here because this ceiling is hard to match. So this is a nice area right here because it allows us also to place our rat traps. Take a look at the amount of infestation we're dealing with here. Look at that. And then in here, this is the most impacted area, this side, with all the rat droppings. So, with that being said, where this carport is and where we investigated, that has got to be the entry points into this home. So this is what we're going to do. So we went to each of those bays. We created a template here. As you can see, we've rolled out the aluminum and we're cutting out each one. We're gonna need 40 of these here. We need 40 of these. They will drop down and fit this exact mold right here. But guys, what I discovered is this was the main entry point where this little pipe, it's the only vent pipe that comes up. We lifted this up. That metal plate that the homeowner put there was still a major gap. We found that the pipe was chewed a bit. So we're just gonna seal all this up. We're also gonna place cameras in here so I can prove to the homeowner that they were trying to get right back into this area or there's actually activity up here. Then we're gonna set up traps, cameras inside the ceiling. So this is gonna be super exciting. And the homeowner had full of gratitude. He says, you know, really can see the attention to detail and the thoroughness that you guys are putting into your work, opening up the ceilings, diving deep, and really pulling this apart. Our smoke test, all of that is super important to get to the bottom of a rat job, especially a mobile home. We are fully loaded with our peanut butter there. This is our pre-bait. A lot of pest controllers will just set rat traps out without activating, and they call it pre-bait, but then they got to come all the way back out and reset the trap after the rat gets used to the trap. What we do is we get them comfortable. We place peanut butter right here in front of the trap. Then after they lick this off, they're smelling the food and you're trapping right away. This is a way more efficient and effective way to pre-bait. The other thing with the twin traps, you guys, you know, most pest controllers will lay these regular rat traps up in the attic area. Rats have grit on the insulation and the wood. The platforms that we have, they're real slippery. So as soon as they get hit, they're trying to slide out or they're trying to get out. This is too slippery, so they can't get out of this. The other benefit with the platform is these rat traps don't flip over, and the hoodie obviously lures them into the kill zone. That's why we're catching rats every single time. So if you're a pest controller and you're losing rats and their rat traps are flipped over and you're having to go back, may want to consider trying our traps out. Okay, we're mounting the... Good. Down, down, down. There you go. See all the rat droppings right there, you guys? It's pretty sensitive. Perfect. Right there. I don't think it's laying flat though, is it? Maybe slide it over to the... I knew you were going to do that. Okay, we are all set up. All right, speaking of rat trapping for mobile homes or even any house, but we're talking about mobile homes in particular. As you heard, the homeowner was saying that the pest controller set rat traps up on the roof. Here's another video with a pest controller out of Florida who states that you've got to seal everything up and then set rat traps on the outside.
It can be tough, if not impossible, to seal up mobile homes to prevent rats. Rats will find the tiniest little way to get in. We have the solution. It's called the owl trap. First, we put bait in the cap. Rats will come in, they'll smell the bait, go inside the trap, and the trap triggers, and it kills them instantly. You might be asking what happens to the rats. It's kind of the same thing like when they get poisoned, they die. And oftentimes animals will just come by like raccoons, possums, or feral cats and just take the rats away.
Guys, I completely disagree with that. You're competing with all of these houses. You're competing with all of the food on the outside. You're never ever gonna control the rat population on the outside. So my personal opinion, I feel it's a complete waste of time to set these L traps that can kill 29 rats. My opinion is set your rat traps under the crawl space. Set your rat traps in the ceiling. Set your rat traps inside. Get the rats out of the mobile home. Because if you've done a good job sealing up the home, you're not gonna get any more rats coming in. My opinion, stop wasting your time putting rat traps outside. It's a waste. Put your time inside the home. Get the rats out. That's what we're doing here. So Dusty, love what you do, but totally disagree with setting rat traps outside. I just wanted to offer to my audience what I believe is way more effective. Okay, as you can see, all the exclusion work done. Now we're just using some construction adhesive for metal to seal up the gaps here. So we got the plumbing all taken care of, Thompson? Yeah. Awesome. Let's go down. Remember the one that was leaking over here? Okay, so there's the new coupling. Now we're gonna go ahead and just treat the soil here, our Twinzyme. All right, so here's our Twinzyme. As you can see, it's specifically made for sewage neutralizer. So we use this for the rat urine, but also it's good to neutralize any bacteria that's in your soil. Okay, now that the plumbing is done, what we're gonna do is dive deep and do a thorough inspection underneath the crawl space. So Thompson, way over here on the other side of this porch, right over here, is definitely a suspect area, so I'll meet you over there. Just let me know when you make your way over there. Let's go explore this entire porch area and see what daylight you can see, okay? You see their exclusion work right here? Any gaps?
Well,
no burrows or anything either, right?
No burrows.
Okay. Yeah, I see your flashlight. Okay, so this is the area that they sealed that up there. Oh, look at this gap right in here. So Thompson,
Yeah.
do you see daylight in this corner? Yeah?
Yeah.
See my flash, see my light?
Yeah, I see it.
See it? Okay. It's a big gap right here. We could definitely run a metal plate all the way down this from out here.
Metal plate would be good.
Yeah. Okay, so we've completed the crawl space inspection. There's no openings at all other than what we found on that other staircase. So now what we're gonna do is get up on the roof. We're gonna check that swamp cooler, pull the filters off, and see if there's any possible breaches that would allow rats to get in from the ceiling above. Oh, look at those rat droppings. They're getting their water in here.
How would they get in?
How would they get in though? Going in through these handles right here. And then look at, yeah, they're coming in through here. And then getting into the ducting system from here. Look, it's wide open. Look at that. Bunch of droppings. Yes, that's a good find. Okay, I have an idea. If I pump smoke in here, we're injecting the smoke in the ducting. So if we get smoke coming out of that ceiling, then that means there's a breach somewhere, and that's how they're getting into the house. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove the access to the ceiling space, and then we're gonna take this flashlight, look it up. As we're pumping smoke, we're gonna see if we get a haze of smoke into the ceiling chase here. Okay, so we've got the fan. Now we're ready to inject the smoke. So I had to back off because there's just too much smoke filling up the breathing space of the home. So let's go check out how much smoke we got in there. Sorry, Terry. See the duct systems? It's all metal. That's why I want to see if there's a breach somewhere. Okay, we went ahead, sealed up all the registers just so we can get a lot more concentrations of smoke pushing through the entire structure of the HVAC system. So here we go. Round 2 of the smoke. Homeowner left. So we're just gonna go all out with this smoke now. Top's in. Oh, good. Here we go. It's gonna take a while. We gotta put a lot of volume of smoke in here. What's that?
I
I see smoke. I see smoke.
All right, Anthony's getting smoke. Let's go down there and see how much smoke he's getting. I'm gonna put a little bit more in here. Nothing in the house as much anymore, right? No way. Oh, yes. Yeah, look at that. Look at how much smoke we're getting. It's coming in from this direction where I have my trap. Yes. Yes. Yes! What an amazing find, you guys. So it's the swamp cooler as well as that pipe coming up through that roof where that big gap is. Those were the two main entry points. So now it's about sealing everything up and just waiting to see how many rats we can pull out of this ceiling. Okay, we're gonna use the Australian rat exterminators bait. Pest controllers, I guess, use this. So one of our viewers said, hey, you need to test out the Australian bait called Vegemite. Compare it to the peanut butter. Who's gonna win? I thought this would be a perfect application for it. So we've got our rat trap with our peanut butter way over there in the ceiling. And then down under, we're gonna put the twin trap, the Vegemite, inside the swamp cooler. Question is, are you gonna go for the peanut butter or the Australian bait? That's what's good about our hoodies. Allows you to mount it to secure your rat trap. Can't do that with any other trap, right? Okay, so we've sealed up the holes right here. All right, so we're gonna add a little special touch to this so it doesn't rust out. Give them some protection here. This is already starting to rust out. All right, you can see how much work we put into this job. Now it's just a waiting game. We're gonna see the physiology, how these rats are reacting in the ceiling, and if in fact they're coming from that swamp cooler. That's why it's important to set up our traps, our cameras. I'm excited. Over the next 48 to 72 hours, is this job gonna be rat-free? We shall see. Hey, that kind of rhymed. All right, well, it's about 107 degrees outside, 4:30 in the afternoon. It's been about 72 hours. Terry said that he heard a rat trap go off. He's letting us know that he apologized because he changed the IP address, so we lost internet. So we have no idea when we actually caught that rat. We're about to go pull him out. There are other rats up there. They love to eat each other up. You see I'm getting my bags and gloves together, but what if I missed this rat? What if he went for the bait and tripped the rat trap? Not our twin trap. That's how confident I am. That's why I'm bringing a bag.
Hi.
Terry, how are you?
I'm gonna say David, but I don't know that you are David, so.
I am.
Okay, good.
So you heard a rat trap go off?
It was very distinct. That was Friday night.
Yeah, because the cameras just shut off on it.
The antiquated Wi-Fi or ether machine was failing. It was 15 years old. I called up and they said, that thing, throw it away. So I went out and bought a new one. And when I shut that one down,
Killed all the cameras and stuff because I couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
Before the internet went off, there was only one rat. And he wasn't ready to take the bait because we didn't seal everything up. And then when you said, oh, I heard the rat trap go off, I go, yes. So I wanted to follow up to see if you have heard anything else.
Hoping I wouldn't, and I have not.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now that is a good sign that we've solved this because he's been hearing them consistently. And after we caught this rat up here, 0. Question is, did we really catch him or did he get away? Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we got him. Just like we do every time. Good news is there's no other rat up here because he would have eaten. Oh yeah, we found an entry point. You found clumps of hair?
I saved a little bit of one. I turned the fan on. I thought it was a dust bunny. I pulled it out and it was definitely at a clump stuck together.
We may have caught another one up in the swamp cooler. Okay, I'm gonna get up on the roof. Because we set up a rat trap up in the swamp cooler. Huh? Well, I'm pretty confident you're rat-free, especially if you haven't heard anything. I can leave the cameras for your peace of mind.
It's up to you.
But I feel pretty confident we nailed it.
I never would hear them out here, but I'm thinking that they were looking to get in and they couldn't.
They couldn't.
So they were running all over the place. On the roof and on this. Like, hey, this was our old place. We can't get in anymore.
Can't get anymore, right? That rat would have been eaten up.
Uh-huh.
And if that rat was eaten up, I'd say, hey, you got more in there. They're living off of this rat.
Right.
We need to continue to trap. But because that hasn't been cannibalized and you haven't been hearing noise, you're solved. This, for sure, deserves the rat dance.
The twins do it again. Another successful rat extermination. Job solved. We will see you on the next one.